Happy Easter to you all and welcome to the first ever Igniter Praise filmed in my garden. Well, my bit of today's Igniter Praise Easter special is coming from my garden, but you're also going to be hearing from Adam and Heather, who are in different locations and very definitely not in my garden right now. I really wish I could see all of your smiley faces and hear your real life groans when I tell a really bad joke, which I warn you I am going to do in a minute. But instead, I'll just have to imagine you all sitting there. You're just a bit quieter than usual, which is a bit off-putting, I must say. Did I already tell you I've got a joke for you? Well, two in fact. Here goes. What days do eggs hate the most? Fridays. That's F-R-Y, Fridays. No good? Okay, what about this one? Why shouldn't you tell an Easter egg a good joke? It might crack up. All right, I admit they were really rubbish. I know, if you've got a better one for me to do in a future broadcast, why don't you ask your adult to put it into an email to me? It might make it into the next Igniter Praise. But forget bad jokes for a moment. The thing I want us to be thinking about today, right now on this Easter Sunday morning, is the word victory. What does real victory look like? Now, to get you thinking about victory and to make sure you really are properly awake, Adam is going to play the Have You Ever game with you. You're going to need some virtual tokens that you award to yourself if you win any rounds. Now, these could be imaginary, or of course, you could pause now and go and make yourself some. I'd love to say that there will be a chocolatey prize for the winner, but I'm not sure I'd be able to honour that promise. Keep track of how many tokens you win, and Adam will let you know if you are victorious at the end. And it goes without saying, no cheating. Are you ready? If so, over to Adam.
Hello, I hear you've just been in Amanda's garden, which is very exciting, so I thought I'd come and sit in my garden as well, just for fun. It's a lovely day. Now, Amanda's told you, I think, that we're going to have a little bit of a game, a bit of a quiz, so maybe you've got some tokens ready, or if you've not done that, maybe you can just count points on your fingers, that'll be fine. Let's get started then. Have you ever won a race on sports day at school? I've done that one. Have you ever stood up on a surfboard? It's got to be on water, it doesn't count. I've not done that one. Have you ever won an art or a poetry competition? That's really cool. Have you ever got a swimming badge? Have you ever read a whole series of books from start to finish? Maybe the Narnia series from The Magician's Nephew all the way through to the last battle, which is brilliant. I've done that one. Have you ever been on any sort of winning team? Have you kept score? Let's see if we've got a victor then. Let's see who's won. I want everybody at home to stand up right where you are right now. Not for long, don't worry. If you can, get on your feet. We're going to see if you've got 6 points, a whole 6 points, really well done, but sit down. If you've got 5 points, sit down. 4 points, sit down. 3 points, take a seat. 2 points, just 1 point, sit down. Who's left then? If you've got no points and you're still stood up, you're the winner. Well done, you're victorious. That might be a little bit surprising. Maybe you thought, if you'd got 6 points, really well done, maybe you thought you'd won, but unfortunately that's not how we're doing this game. Maybe if you got no points and you're still standing, you're a bit surprised to find out that you'd won. Back to our celebration of Easter Sunday then. Can you think of anybody who won an amazing victory even though it looked like maybe they'd lost? Well, it's Jesus, isn't it? And now I'm going to pass over to Heather, and Heather's going to explain to us how Jesus won an amazing victory even though it looked like he'd lost a horrible defeat, even though he'd died. Over to Heather.
Well, following on from what Adam's just been saying, hopefully we're going to see how Jesus' death was actually a victory. I want you to imagine how the disciples and Jesus' followers would have been feeling as Jesus' body was taken from the cross and placed in the tomb. The person that they had put their trust in as the Messiah and as the Son of God had been put to death in the most cruel and torturous way. They must have been feeling as though their lives had been ruined. But the good news is that the story didn't end there, and the story hadn't finished yet. And the disciples were soon to find out that the story wasn't actually as bad as it seemed. Now, if you're watching this video with somebody else, why don't you just take a moment to pause it and now talk about a situation where you thought things were really going to end badly, but actually turned out really well. Well, today, Easter Sunday, is the day where we can celebrate the best ever example of something that we thought was going to turn out really badly, turning out well. Amanda will talk further about that later, but before she does, we're going to watch a video of the whole story of Easter with the help of some pieces of Lego.